Peace and greetings, you guys. What's good? It's your girl Naya here with another wonderful tarot related Vlogmas video. And so I finally spent some time organizing, picking the decks that I want to work with for the winter months. So like I said, I tend to work by season. And I'm gonna go ahead, and this is a Stormtrooper Star Wars box that I found in a store called Ollie's. And for the price, it was good, and the size was right, so I could carry it. I could carry this around the house and stuff like that. So I'm gonna open it. Ta-da! Decks. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the table, and we'll go through them, and I will show you what I'm working with. Okay, you guys, these are the Oracle decks that I'm going to be using for the winter months of 2017. I just want you to know Mercury retrograde struck again, and I was having camera issues just now. I'm like, of course it would, but I'm not stressing it. I'm trying not to stress it. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. I've had this deck for a while, but I do have his other deck, the Psychic Tarot Oracle, and I've used that one extensively, and so I wanted to give these a go. I think that they're really beautiful, and that they pair really nicely with the Ciro Marchetti decks, but I figured let me try to use them, separate from that and see what comes through, because this deck is really good. It's really powerful. At least a few readings that I've done with this, so I would like to use it more and kind of build more of a bond with it. The next deck that I'm going to be using is the Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue. Now, when it comes to like love readings and romance readings, these are made for that purpose, to that end. And I really like the messages that they give, that they bring. And I've used them a few times, and they were spot on for me. So, no hate coming from my end. I don't really own very many Doreen Virtue decks, but I like this one. So, when it comes down to those kinds of readings, I feel like they give really good messages. So I want to try using these more because I've had them and I've used them a few times. So the next deck that I have on the Oracle side of things is the Oracle of Oddities. And like I was saying before, I just got these, like the whole set for the autumn time. And I really love this deck. I really love the Saturn energy that this deck has. In medical astrology, Saturn is about the bones, right? The bones are the structure of the body. And we have, especially for 2018, I think this is going to be a go-to for me, especially with Saturn going into Capricorn. And I think Pluto's in Capricorn. So there's a lot of Capricorn energy going around. And I think that this deck would just really vibe out when it comes down to it. Look at how pretty that is. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. I feel so blessed to like own this whole set, just because I kind of almost missed the mark. So I got lucky. And oh, there's a card in there I wanted to show off because I love how that card is. And did I put it back? This one. God, look at this. How beautiful is that? I love it so much. Oh, can't stand it. I love it so much. Okay, and this deck I keep in this bag. So this is an Arcana case. I got this from a shop on Etsy called Tarotista. I'll leave the information in the description box below. This was custom made to fit that deck. I picked the fabric, And she sewed it up nice for me. So it's a clamshell, so you can just stick your deck in there and then close it over. And there's this little slit, which I still have the cardboard in there, but there's this little slit where you can put your card of the day to separate it out from the rest of the deck. So I think that that's really cool. But definitely check her out. Her work is really good. I have multiple of these, so you'll probably see these as we move along the video. And last but not least, I will be using the Connected and Free Alchemist Oracle by the Inner Hue. And this deck is just beautiful. I've had this deck for a long time. I got it when it first came out. And it is just, the aesthetic of this deck is so good. It's so wonderful. And yeah, I really appreciate this aesthetic. It works for me. It speaks to me extremely intuitively, loudly. The inner reader and the inner artist kind of merge when I work with this Oracle deck. So I look forward to working with it again this year. Look forward to working with it again, and you know, ending this year and starting 2018, right? And so, of course, now we get into the tarot deck. So it goes without saying that I'm also going to be using the Lumina Tarot. And the Lumina Tarot is also by the Inner Hue. This is what the backs of them look like. And again, the aesthetic on this is just really good. It's the first deck that I've had that I would say that intuitively spoke to me. Like I didn't fuss over knowing the technical meanings too much, and I just kind of let it flow. And I had that baseline, you know, and it's so good. And I was going on and on before about one of the cards, and this Mercury retrograde decided to cut me off. But let's see if I can find it again. But I think it's really beautiful. It's kind of black and white with a pop of color. It's just, it's like a nightcap or something. It just calms me down. And I think there's some times where that's very much needed. And then you have these cards that just pop with color, you know. Let me see if I could find the other card I was talking about that I really, really love. Because, of course, it won't come out this time. Look at how beautiful that Ace of Cups is. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to work with a little bit different setup here. The world is gorgeous. And can I find my cards? So here's some. They're really beautiful, and they're such a joy to work with. There's the Ten of Swords. And one of the card here, though, the Judgment card. What I was talking about the Judgment card is that this is my favorite card of the entire deck. And I think it's the astrologer in me that just picked up on it right away, because this astrological glyph is Pluto. And for the Judgment card, I think that it works because Pluto is about power, or one of the key words of Pluto is power. So when we think about that word judgment in general, you know, really the only people who can judge you are people who you feel have power over you. Or if you judge yourself, that's coming from a place of not being sure maybe where your power is, or, you know, kind of something involving those terms. There's some kind of dynamic happening between those two. And I mean, this speaks so beautifully to that. It's just so good. Okay, all right. So enough about that, because I'll keep going with this deck. I have used this one last year, and I look forward to working with it again. Okay, so the next deck I'll be using is the Star Child Tarot. This is the Akashic version. And I've used this deck before as well. This is so pretty. But these pastel colors are really nice. They're really soothing, and I think for this time of year, it is very relaxing. It's very galactic. And this one also reads very intuitively for me. I haven't had any issues reading with this deck. When I just haven't really had it in the, I feel like I haven't had the opportunity to have it in the rotation the way that I wanted, because I really had my nose in books. So I look forward to really getting closer to this deck this year and seeing how that works out. But it's really beautiful, and I love the cardstock. Okay. All right. The next deck I'm going to be using is the Fountain Tarot. I have used this pretty regularly since I received it. This deck is, like, again, I'm not going to show this one too hard because I showed this one in another Vlogmas video, but it's just really a joy to work with. This one, though, I may try to not grab for it because I'm so familiar with this deck, and but I want to keep it close. Like, I feel like there's a reason why I've been called to put it in my little Stormtrooper box, and so it might come in handy, especially, you know, the silver gilding and the holidays and all that stuff. I couldn't help myself. But again, you know, this one is kind of on the lower end of the spectrum this year for me, or for this season for me, simply because I know I'm going to have some other decks coming in, and I'm not sure how I'm going to be trying to use them. All right. So the next deck that I have, and here again, we have, this is a standard B size, so it's, you know, some of the standard sizes are already pre-made. But the one that I have in here, this is the Night Sun Tarot. So I want to use this deck this year. Guys, remember, I'll be working on the fall system this year. So, you know, I kind of have them prioritized. But these are so nice. And I cannot wait to dig in to this bad boy. It's, yeah, I'm going to figure out something to do with these to really get reading with them and utilizing them, and maybe I'll put this one in my purse. I think maybe that's what I'll do. I've been keeping the original Thoth in my purse, which I did bring up so you guys can see it because it is trimmed and all of that kind of good stuff. So here is my Thoth. I keep it in this bag. So again, like you can see, I don't have these kind of bags for all of my decks, just ones that, like, I got the standard B size because any little Scarabeo deck that I'm putting into the Stormtrooper box can fit in that case, so that works. Some of them, like this, is a special size. So, technical difficulties, one moment please. Somehow these got mixed up. They did what they wanted to do for some odd reason. Stop playing with me. Okay. My Thoth is being sassy right now. So this is my Thoth deck. This was a large edition that I trimmed. Okay, so now they feel kind of like larger tarot cards, manageable, but not super oversized. So anyways, this is what the fronts of them look like. So that's, I don't know why I have some of these upside down. It's not supposed to be like that. I must have did something. I probably was mindlessly shuffling. But anyways, as you can see, the colors really pop on this deck. Oh god, I'm sorry. From what you can see, the colors really pop on this deck once it's trimmed. And I just think it is so beautiful and gorgeous and evocative. As you can see, I left the titles on the bottom alone. They don't distract me too much so that my learning this system is good. But overall, intuitively, I feel like, you know, I work well with this deck. Like, there's a special bond that I have with this deck because this was the first deck that I ever trimmed, and I trimmed it with scissors. I did a freehand, you guys. And yes, I was freaking out. And I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? But the end result, and then I edged it also in black, which you can't see against this, but here. So there's my Thoth deck, so you guys can finally have that look on them. The next deck I'll be using, okay, so this one is actually another, I need a rider weight to reach for if, depending on the situation, right? Because Thoth I'm studying, but in some situations you need a standard picture. So I have the 2016 Pamela Coleman Smith Rider Waite tarot deck. The backs of them I think are beautiful, and the fronts of them, of course. There's just this different hue that comes in when you look at these, and you can see that they're still in order. I haven't even shuffled them. Well, no, that's a lie. I put them back in order, but I have them kind of if I need to reference. So it's more not really so much of a reading deck right now as it is a reference deck. So I'm pretty sure to get some use, but it won't be a primary go-to. You know, I'm transitioning, y'all, so it's hard, but as long as I stay focused on where I want to study, that's all that matters. Okay, we got 2 more left, you guys. I know it seems like a lot, but remember this is for the entirety of the winter months. So that's December, January, February, and part of March for me. Here, I have, and again, another clamshell, Arcana case, excuse me. I keep calling it clamshell. It's an Arcana case is what it is. And as a matter of fact, really, really quickly, she also sells zip pouches that are cheaper than the Arcana cases. And this one I have my Shaman's Oracle in, which it's not going to be in the rotation, but it fits it with a little book in there. So again, you could pick the fabric. She'll hook it up. She's dope. Check her out. Seriously. Sorry, back to the cards. This is the Lunatic Tarot. And I just received this one this year. And I'm curious how it's going to read for different kind of readings, you know, general, love, career. I don't know if I would use this one too much for career, but it also, it depends. I have to test it out. So that's part of the reason why it's in this list, because I want to test it out and see kind of what it feels good to read, what kind of readings that this deck really is good at reading, basically. Because some decks are not, you know, all like go-to general decks. And of course, if you've been watching this series long enough, my Tabula Mundi. Okay, so this is not part of the Arcana case, this little red ribbon. This little red ribbon is the little white book that goes with the Tabula Mundi, because I'm also going to be working with this deck this year. So the Thoth and the Tabula Mundi are both. I think the 3 Thoth based decks that I have are going to be the 3 main ones that I use this year. So so I have the little white book in there, and so it's just flipped upside down, but I have it just in case I'm on the go. And yeah, the Tabula Mundi, you guys. Who doesn't love this deck? What's that? Oh, that's my 680 is my deck number. I don't know why that's in there. Should I keep it in there? What do you guys think? Should I keep it in there? And what, and maybe I could just give it because it has a key on it. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm keeping it in there. We're playing these games. We're doing this thing. There goes the star again. Something else about the star card. I'm saying something else. I was reading up on some astrology stuff, and once Saturn enters Capricorn, we know that the next sign that it's going to be going into is going to be Aquarius. And in traditional astrology, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, not Uranus. So it's interesting because the star is the liberator, right? If we pull, I'm sorry, I'm about to get on a little tarot rant because it's Vlogmas and I could do that. So yeah, what I was thinking about was how the star card, or how Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, and what does that mean? Because they're kind of the rebel, right? If you think about the devil card, which is related to Capricorn, zodiac sign, and Aquarius, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn in traditional astrology, then pairing those two cards off and thinking about, did the devil, did one of the people in the devil card escape? Was it the female? Does she feel free? Is she like, I want to wash all this stuff, and I also want to do something better to heal from this dark place that I was at, these restrictions that I had on me, and now I've broken free, and now I can change the world. We're coming into an epic era of our lives where liberation is definitely gonna play a big part, and it'll probably feel like things will get worse before they get better, but they will get better, and I love the hope that that brings. Oh, look at here. Ta-da! See how tarot works? They're like, you telling a story, let me tell it for you. So not necessarily in the Tableau Mundi, more so in the Rider-Waite Smith. You can see the story that I was telling, but here you have almost this like masculine parental figure for Judgment, and I'm sorry, for Saturn. And with the star, you kind of have the nurturing, the mother, the one who says, do your chores and I'll let you go out and play, or something to that extent. Like there's still boundaries because of Saturn, but there's a different side of Saturn that I haven't seen many people explore. So that's something that I'm looking forward to exploring this year. Okay, so anyways, that is the Tableau Mundi. And I love how the cards are just like, yep, it's the end. It's the end. So guys, those are the decks that I'm going to be using in 2018. I'm pretty sure once I open the Cosmic Tribe Tarot, I'll be adding that to the list. So just keep that in mind. And I'm actually getting ready to do the unboxing for that right after this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Much love, many blessings. Peace.